like you didn't get the test score you wanted on a certain test, and you really wanted to have that 100%, 95%, whatever it was. You just gotta be, okay, how can I learn from this and improve for next time? And then be like, the next test, I'm going to get exactly what I want. But if I were to be like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted for that test, I guess I'm just not good at this subject or something like that. You can't just go directly to the negative. Choose to go to the positive, and your future solutions will go to the positive.
Hello everyone, we are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hey guys, welcome back. Super excited to be in the studio today with two of my besties. Who do we have here today?
Hi, I'm Crissy. So excited.
Hi, I'm Abbie.
And I love it when the girls come in and chat because we were just thinking about all the things that happen in our life every single day that gives us a chance to talk to other families about. Right, girls?
Yep, totally.
And one of those things that we were just thinking about is the power of positive words and the positive affirmations that we talk to ourselves every day.
Yes, very correct.
Yes. And sometimes when people think because you're positive or you have positive affirmations that you don't have days that don't go the way you think, right?
Right. Not everything's going to maybe go exactly how you imagined it, but that's okay. That's okay. Things happen in life, but we always want to have, through what we say, what we think, how we act, we want a positive outlook.
That's right. So maybe you're in a season where maybe you're getting over some symptoms, you know what I mean? Like maybe people in your family aren't feeling the best, or maybe you yourself aren't, or maybe you're going through a season where things didn't pan out the way you thought they would pan out. Or maybe, you're just dealing with some ups and downs in life that you didn't see coming.
Right.
Yeah. And with that, also comes disappointment, but the power of our words can really dictate where the future goes.
Right, for sure, because what you're expecting to get or what you're expecting to do is how your body prepares itself. So you're expecting to maybe recover fat quick, or you're expecting to not. You're right. You're right, exactly.
That's right. It's like many times when we are going through different things in our own family, you need to be careful with the words you use on a daily basis. Otherwise, you're going to end up with exactly what you say.
Yeah, and in the Bible, it talks about how your words dictate what you're going to have in your future. Like if you speak positive things, then positive things are going to happen. But it has to be a consistent thing that you're speaking, because consistency will lead to what you're going to get. So that's why it's really powerful, since we're kind of talking about being positive in our words and stuff. We make sure that we're always positive in our family so we can have positive outlooks in the future.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that some days aren't going the way we want, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Sometimes there is some off days, but we got to try our best to stay as positive as we can in those
and to keep each other on track, right? So I think one of the things that we've kind of learned is when things don't go the way we want them to, we need to be honest and admit them.
Right.
But then after that, we don't dwell on them with negativity all the time.
Right, like whatever we face. We need to be honest so maybe our family can help us through that. But we also don't want to just be continually saying whatever, I'm sick, I don't feel well, stuff like that, because that will only make the situation worse. But you want to be saying, I'm healed, I'm feeling great. Someone asks you, how are you feeling? Well, better than yesterday, but I'm still expecting to get even better by tomorrow. Things more positively rather than, oh, I'm still feeling bad or something like that.
And yeah, with our family, there's so many of us and we all care for each other and want to make sure all of us are feeling okay. So if one of us aren't feeling the best, then we're like, hey, we're getting over something, but we're going to speak positive in this situation right now. I don't want any negative feelings. I don't want any negative thoughts. I don't want any negative words spoken about me. I'm just receiving my healing, and I want our whole family to agree as well.
Right, because I think in general, people think that, oh, well, if I'm just not feeling the best, I'm just going to let everybody know over and over again. And then maybe, just maybe, they'll feel bad for me. And then eventually it'll all work out.
Right. Like, I feel like that's the perspective of some families that we come in contact with, but that's not ours. We've decided, well, we're going to be different. So whether we're feeling good or not, we're still going to continue with our daily duties. Maybe not like doing hard work while it's cold out or something like that, but like still, you can still do your laundry. You can still do things like that. You gotta be tough through it, because when you say I'm healed, you just gotta allow it to manifest in your body and act as if you are healed.
And like when you're saying I want to be healed, you got to also do more than just say it. You got to say it, but also have the actions that follow it. So like if you're like getting over something and you're like, I'm going to be healed, everybody, I'm healed right now. That doesn't mean you just sit around. That doesn't mean you act all tired. You act like you're positive. You act like that you're totally just fine, and keep moving on, because your posture will affect how you're going to feel for the day.
Right. And I think a lot of it comes from, again, is helping each other stay accountable to that. So for instance, you guys mentioned a couple times, like if you're sick, what we do, but also if things don't go our way, like throughout the day with different things, maybe you got some bad news that you didn't expect, or maybe, you felt like you were treated incorrectly by somebody, or maybe you thought, you just thought there would be an opportunity for you to have a better chance to do something. We don't speak the negativity over us, even in situations that just didn't go our way like we thought.
Yeah, like in certain situations, like in the instance of sports, we have a lot of sports going on, and me and Bella had districts, which went really well. We got past in the first round of districts. It's single elimination. Me and Bella were playing doubles together. We got past the first round, beating our competition 6-3. But then in the second one, we lost 3-6. And if we had beaten them, we would have been in the finals for districts. So that was frustrating. But like Mom and Dad understood that we were just frustrated and let us have a little time just to like feel bad for ourselves in a way, because we were frustrated of where we could have been for our JV year as freshmen and in tennis in that whole sport. But then after that, we're like, we're just going to move forward here, and we're going to do better than we did last year. We're going to win the whole thing in varsity next year. So just like after you have your time of just something didn't go right, sure, we have a little time, like Mom and Dad gave us a little time just to just calm down and just think everything over. But then after that, we're like, no, we're going to be positive. We're going to use that as motivation to help boost us to the next level.
That's good. Did you want to add something, Crissy?
Well, like you were saying about how it could be anything. Like you didn't get the test score you wanted on a certain test, right, and you really wanted to have that 100%, 95%, whatever it was. You just got to be, okay, how can I learn from this and improve for next time? And then be like, the next test, I'm going to get exactly what I want. So, but if I were to be like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted for that test, I guess I'm just not good at this subject or something like that. You can't just go directly to the negative. Choose to go to the positive, and your circumstances and your future solutions will go to the positive.
Right. I think that's the key to all of it. Whether you're dealing with, like you said, a disappointment in like a game or a match that you were playing in, or whether it's, you're not feeling the best, or whether you didn't do well on a test score, or whatever the case may be, try to look towards the positive until the negative every time. Because the minute we start dwelling on the negative, we start spiraling down. And we start thinking of only negative things. And we aren't learning anything for sure when we go to the negative side. And we aren't improving. And so I just think that's one of the biggest keys is, when you're chatting with your family, it's okay to be in a space where maybe you talk about how you're disappointed and it didn't go like you wanted. I wish it had been better. I thought it would be because of this. This is some of the areas that I thought I was going to excel in. But then in the flip side, you take that time and then you move on and you start focusing on the future.
Yeah, that's very right. And it's like that goes to everything in life, not just like when you're not feeling the best, or not just like when one day thing. If you've been disappointed for a little while, you can change this whole thing around. The reason that you've been disappointed is because you've been dwelling in that disappointment, or you just keep going back to like, oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I failed here. Oh, it's not going to get any better. Then that just like spiralizes down. Like my mom was saying, it just keeps going down and down. And that's how you get more and more disappointed, more and more discouraged. That's how you care less about what's going to happen. Like we learned something really good at our church about somebody who had just stopped working at something and stopped like trying as hard, not always really realizing it, but it was because he stopped caring because he didn't want to fail. So you got to realize, like, even if you fail in life, you can always get back up. And sometimes failing helps you boost up to the next level if you use that as positive motivation.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to add something, honey?
No, that was really good. It's just always having this perspective of, I'm going to choose to be positive, because it doesn't just come, or we naturally just want to be, oh, it didn't happen how I wanted it to. You want to feel bad for yourself, or you want others to pity you, but you have to choose to go to be joyful, choose to be happy, choose to be positive, because that's how your situation will improve.
Yeah, and I think most people probably don't realize that everybody's dealing with something. It could be any of the number of things that we've discussed already, but everyone's dealing with stuff, like everybody is. And so to be aware of that is so important, so that when we do go out to be with people, it's not that we're like not being honest, like, hey, it's been a rough week, but we're not going to just make it be about us. That there is a positive light in all of this. And it doesn't have to be just, hey, I'm glad you asked me how my week was. Let me just tell you all the horrible things that happened this week. Nobody wants to hear everything that went wrong in somebody's life.
Yeah, that's true. I'm reading this book right now, and it was talking about how all the different people in her town, and this girl, she's just a bright, like, fiery young girl, and she wants to just be happy, but she's explaining some of her encounters with maybe some pessimists or some negative people, and she's not surprised why people don't go and maybe visit them more often or want to hang out with them, because they're just a hard person to be around. So, but she loves being around the happy, positive people. So it's just an outside, bigger perspective of when you're that light, when you're that positivity, whether it's in your own life or in maybe someone else's life, you can show them the positivity that they can find in their situation rather than the negativity. You just become more of a source of influence in someone else's life, and you can share your perspective on their positive situation.
And it's also just like how you want to look at life. It's like your attitude of how you want to face life. Like, do you want to face life in a negative way, or do you want to face it in a positive way? And like, if you want to be positive, then you got to start acting positive. You got to start speaking positive. You got to start realizing that you want to be positive, and then go off of that. Because even though you have a thought, you got to put it into an action. So if you have it, then start speaking positive, because words are so powerful. And then start being positive, and then then your life will go up from there. If you start just controlling what you can control, then everything can just go up, and everything in life.
Yeah, I think too, for parents, it's not like every day my kids are super happy and they, run around the house singing songs and just skipping around. There are days that I have to ask them, like, okay, you seem to be having a bad day. Is it something you want to discuss so that we can move on? Because if not, you are bringing down, the atmosphere here. And many times, of course, you guys are like, well, I didn't mean to do that. It's just that I had a couple things going on, didn't happen the way I wanted, or my sister upsetted me, or, this happened. And I'm like, okay, so do we want to discuss it and find a solution? Or do we just, do you need to go have some time alone? Because we don't want to be in this environment with you if you're going to be negative all day. And when it happened the other day, actually, Bella was sitting at the counter, and something didn't go the way she wanted to. She was getting all upset with Ellie. I don't even think Ellie knew she was upset with her, which is always so funny. And then I'm sitting there. I'm like, what's wrong? You seem to have an attitude. She's like, nothing. I'm like, well, obviously it's something. So do you want to tell me, or do you just want to go work this out yourself? And she was like, well, it's just that, Ellie did this and this. I'm like, well, did you ask her about it? Did you ask her why she did what you're upset with her about? And she was like, no, I didn't. I'm just upset about it. I'm like, well, that's not solution focused. Why don't we go get some answers, and then we can decide if we should still be upset about this, right?
Right. Always being even positive focused to work through situations.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about that next. The importance of being positive when you're working through different situations with your siblings.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, we'll hit it up on the next one.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.